Hey buddy, watch this.
Hello, hello, Regis Kilbin is the name and Hearthstone is the game, and this is my latest Decksperiment where I take a new or crazy or interesting deck idea, build it live right here in this video, and then take it out onto the ranked ladder to see it in action. Mean Treats of Gadgets and just launched, so pretty much every deck idea is new and crazy at this point, although I don't think this one's all that unique. I want to try to build an aggressive secret-based mage. Now this kind of deck basically comes to mind because of the new card Cabal Lackey. It's a very cheap card that lets you play a secret for free. So I think if you build a more aggressively minded tempo mage style list that runs a few choice secrets, you could probably pull off some interesting early game style combos. Now most tempo mages lately have started to curve out a little higher. They run some 7 drops and 8 drops. I'm not envisioning that for this deck. I think it's going to be a much lower cost and lower curve style deck. I don't really know exactly what it's going to look like. I've just been thinking about it as we've seen all these cards revealed, but I've never really had time to envision that in my mind. So let's just call this like a secret tempo mage. I think that's a rather generic name that might get co-opted for different style of decks than this one. So, I mean, honestly, probably like an aggro secret mage is a more apt name. I never really thought tempo mage was all that relevant to tempo mage anyway. So we'll call it, I guess, the aggro secret mage. Now, those typically aren't things that you associate together because secrets are a little bit more passive and take time to develop. But with the way I'm thinking about this deck working, if it works at all, of course, you never really know with the Decksperiment, is that it runs a little faster. So obviously Cabal Lackey is going to be the first piece of this puzzle. I'm currently set only to gadgets and cards just because it's new. And I want to take a look and make sure we get all these cards their fair shot at being included in the deck. Cabal Crystal Runner is another core piece for this deck. I think it's basically the thing from below for secrets. So I think this could be a pretty cheap and high tempo play in the mid game. Potion of Polymorph is the only new actual secret, but I don't really think I like it. I mean, it's not bad. Even if it hits something like a Tunnel Drog, like, you don't feel great about it, but it's not the worst play ever if you get it for free off of Cabal Lackey. Because we're not thinking about like a resource style of deck. Like, we're not thinking about fatigue. We're not thinking about way down the road. We're thinking about early aggressive tempo that denies our opponent's resources and allows us to do really fun, fast things in the early to mid game. So the fact that we use a card to deal with a Tunnel Trog, like, it doesn't really matter that we wasted a card because I don't care about the rest of my cards anyway. Just want to make sure we're able to keep up and push early. So all that said, I'm not sure it's bad. If it hits the Flame Wreath Faceless and all that kind of stuff, you're really excited. There's a lot of other things right now that are scary, but I don't really know what's out there with Gadgets, and I think a lot of the Jade Golem style decks are out there from what I've seen so far playing today, which this card's not great against those because usually the minion that hits the board, the actual minion that's played in the Jade Golem minions, is weaker than the Jade Golem it summons, so you're not going to transform the Jade Golems because those come out of a summoning effect. They're not played, so it's not going to hit the thing you care about a majority of the time. So that's a little risky. That was a really long way of saying I don't yet know if I should run this card. I want to look at the rest of the secrets in the Mage set. So let's flip over to standard format and head over to the secrets and which ones we do think we want to run. I pretty universally like Counterspell. And it just occurred to me there's really not that many secrets, are there? Geez, like, not that many that actually impact the board anyway. So, you know, Vaporize doesn't kill minions unless they're attacking your face. We want something that more actively addresses the board. So I guess Mirror Entity does that in many ways because it creates us a resource. I guess after looking at the available secrets, Potion of Polymorph actually is one of the better options. Like, Ice Barrier and Ice Block are really the two go-to secrets you've seen a lot in Mage, but they don't fit this style of list because we don't care about the defensive nature of Ice Barrier all that much. We're not like some kind of crazy burst deck. It's more of a zoo style, I think, because we're minion-based, not burst spell-based. I mean, we will probably include a Frostbolt and a Fireball, but it's not about surviving that one last turn to find lethal with a charging minion or something. So I don't even think Ice Block works. I do like Counterspell because it can help preserve our board. and just deny clears from our opponents. I don't even hate Effigy, right? Like, it's not good on the Cabal Lackey, obviously, but it could be good on things like a Flamewaker, which I do think we want to include, by the way. So I already tossed in 8 secrets. I think that's too many. Like, we're not going to have that many ways to actually benefit from secrets. Another card I want to include here that I haven't talked about yet is the Kirin Tor Mage. I've always liked this card. It's never really fit or found a home in the history of Hearthstone, but like, it's a good card. It has great stats for its cost. I mean, yes, the 3 health is not ideal. You'd probably prefer the health and attack values switch. But still, you know, from a vanilla standpoint, it's got the stats. It's got 7 stats for 3 mana, which is good. And the Battlecry is actually really good. It's the same Battlecry as Cabal Lackey. So, I don't know. I kind of think Kirin Tor Mage could be good in the right deck, and this might just be that deck. So I definitely want to include these. They do the same kinds of thing and allow us to get our Cabal Crystal Runners out even faster while still developing minions. And they're really pretty solid with Effigy too, because you're getting a 3-drop back. So you kind of play 6 mana worth of minions almost if you Effigy and Kirin Tor Mage on a single turn. So, I think I'm going to cut each of those secrets down by 1. I think I might leave double mirror entities, just because this is harder for opponents to play around and has more potential to really reward us. And we can control it more, like playing into a Tyrion turn, playing into the Flame Wreath Faceless turn. There are some upsides there. So that would leave me with 6 secrets, right? 5 secrets. 5 feels a little better, because we have 4 free secrets we can play. Now, obviously, you're not going to draw those perfectly every time, so you might have times where you can't play secrets and you got these guys, and vice versa. So you don't want to be too high on either. So 4 and 5, I think, feels okay. I'm gonna try that for my secret package. So now what we need to do is fill in with cards that fit around this. More aggressively minded cards that accomplish 2 things. That they pressure our opponents with minions, so, you know, early bodies, or Flamewaker shenanigans. And then also we need to draw cards, because if we have an aggressive curve or we're burning through secrets for free, we're going to run out of cards. So we need some cheap refills, and we need also burst damage, so that if we do get those early minions out and we're able to just run over our opponent. So we want Frostbolts, we want Fireballs, and we don't want to go much higher than that as far as mana cost is concerned, I don't think. So 4 is probably where we're going to top off. Ethereal Arcanist is intriguing. I'm going to add it in right now just so I don't forget about it. I'm not sure that it's good just yet, but not what I wanted. I want the Medivh's Valet. This is another secret synergy card that hasn't really taken off, but is obviously really, really, really stupid good, just because it does 3 damage. It's like Fire Elemental, but for 2 mana, and that's just absurd. So that Battlecry is strong. One thing about Ice Block that's good that I didn't discuss is if you get an Ice Block off, there's a very, very long window where you're pretty much guaranteeing that your Medivh's Valet is going to go off too. That's not the case with these other secrets. Like, they may proc your secret and leave your Medivh's Valet sitting. So, you know, the Ice Block's kind of intriguing in that regard. I'm going to maybe toss it back in and see if it works. I'm just curious. I'm going to leave it sitting there for now. I'm going to add in some Forgotten Torches. I'm going to take them back out. I think they're actually just a tad too slow, because they only do 3 damage for 3 mana. So we might want to instead go with things like Arcane Blasts and Mana Worms and Babbling Books. So we have some cheap early minions. So looking at that, are there any other mage minions we're forgetting about that really, really fit? We didn't talk about Spellbender, but I just don't think as a secret that's going to be strong enough. Ethereal Arcanist, I'm not sure it belongs. It's just a little slow. It's adding yet another minion that's conditional for secrets, so that if you ever run dry on secrets, our deck's just going to be really, really out of luck. And that can be tough. Oh, we didn't talk about Secret Keeper. Jeez, that's like the... that's one word, isn't it? It's like the secret synergy minion. I hate the way this works. I guess actually we want to run Secret Keepers instead of Babbling Books. And maybe we get rid of the Mana Worms too. That feels bad, but Secret Keeper is technically better than Mana Worm in many ways for us, because you still get the attack, and theoretically the health scales beyond 3, so it does kind of signal our opponents what we're doing, but if we get a good Secret Keeper, really smooth, like, you know, Secret Keeper, Coin, Cabal Lackey, Counterspell, like, that's going to be nuts. Like, we're going to be in business, and we'll just start rolling from there. So the thing I'm worried about right now is actually card draw. As you can see, really all we have is the Arcane Intellect. I don't even really love Arcane Intellect because I think it's a tad slow. Like, I don't want to spend a turn where I'm just sitting and not drawing cards. So there's stuff like Blood Mage Thanos. There's also Loot Hoarders, which I think fit well. Blood Mage Thanos, of course, is great spell power synergy, spell damage synergy with a lot of stuff. The thing I'm questioning right now is, like, is the Flame Waker even worth it? Like, what are we going to use with Flame Waker? I'm not sure it even fits anymore. Like, you think of, like, tempo or aggro, you know, faster style of mages, Flame Waker sure works, but Flame Waker, to me, honestly succeeds most in the mid to late game when you've banked up a lot of spells from things like Kabbalist Tome or Babbling Book, and I'm not sure that's what we're going to be doing. It's just such a good minion, though. Such a good minion. I don't think I can let it go, if for no other reason that it just makes our opponent react to it. Like, they have to think about it and answer it, and that's actually quite valuable in and of itself. So, is there any other secret synergy card I'm just forgetting or not thinking about? This is a good way to find it if there is. Eater of Secrets, we don't want that. Avian Watcher, if you control secret, gain +1/+1 and taunt. Really, that's just too slow and too defensively minded for what I'm trying to accomplish with this deck. There might be a slower mid-range secret mage that's more defensive in nature. That might be good. Actually, maybe even makes more sense. That might be something else I try. It's just not what I'm thinking about right now. So that could certainly fit there, but I don't think it fits my deck as it stands. So, let's look at the curve. We got one last card to add in. That's clearly a very early, fast curve. Card draw still makes me a little nervous, because there's going to be times we just empty ourselves of cards. So what kind of card draw options do we have? Acolyte of Pain is sort of good, because you can ping it, but that's a 5-mana commitment. Cold Light Oracle's intriguing. Like, we don't want to give our opponent a ton of resources, though. So it's risky. Ginzo the Shark is probably not best for us. Azure Drake is always nice, isn't it? It's like always nice. It's a little slow, but the spell damage might make up for that fact. It makes stuff like Effigy better too. I guess I'm okay with running 1 5-drop. So I'm still nervous that we have too many 3-drops, and I'm nervous about card draw. But I have to say, I think for what I had in mind for the Decksperiment, like the conditions, the hypotheses that I'm testing, the hypothesis, I should say, that I'm testing, I think this list is actually pretty close to what I was aiming to build. So, in fairness to that hypothesis, in fairness to the Decksperiment process, I think I'm going to call it right here on this list, and we're going to go test this out. Yeah, I mean, let's see. I think we're going to learn a lot. I think we're going to maybe see that this is just too fast and runs out of gas, and that secrets don't really pay off enough. Or that, I guess more specifically, the secret synergy cards don't pay off enough. But that's what the whole point of these videos is to learn all about these new cards, to learn how these cards work in certain metas and scenarios, and get a feel for what's possible and maybe what's not possible. So, I'm just going to take a go. I'm going to drink some invisible soda. Guys, it's invisible. Oh, spooky, it's invisible soda. As far as the mulligan's concerned, I need a secret. I love this 1, 2, 3. But only if I get a secret. So I'm going to actually toss the Frostbolt back. It's not a bad one to get. So this is a little awkward, right? Like, well, actually, it's not that awkward. We can play the Secret Keeper. It's gonna... Oh, it's not gonna die. I thought he was gonna summon the Jade Golem. He did not. So this actually works out really nicely. This is probably gonna live. And then what we're going to be able to do is coin the Kirin Mage into the Ice Block on turn 2, which is really, really good. And then on turn 3, that leaves us the Medivh's Valet or the Arcane Intellect, depending on how we want to play it. I just hope he doesn't kill this. That's going to be a lot of value lost for us, because it's going to be a 2-3. Okay, Wild Growth is scary, ultimately, but our guy lived, and that's, or I should say our girl lived. This is like the girl deck. Look at all the girl cards. Only the Valet, oops. Only the Valet is a boy right now. I love it. Okay, look at all that stupid ramp. My god. So much ramp. He's already going to be at 6 mana next turn. I don't really feel like dealing with any of this stuff.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
I never actually heard that. I don't know if I've ever played this card. Or at the very least with headphones on. So, I'm going to make one of these trades just to protect the 3 health, the 4 attack higher value 3 health minion, because, you know, he could have theoretically traded into an Hero Power to Wrath. Like, he could still Wrath, I guess, but just I think it makes it a little more awkward for him. So yeah, that's exactly what would have happened. So we didn't have another secret in hand, so this one, and you know, this one can't attack yet, so that was the only obvious attack choice here. Loot Hoarder Ping is an option because it really moves us forward, and I think that's what I want to do. It's, I mean, drawing cards would have been nice, but I want to get minions out there while he doesn't have answers. He's so low on card total that I don't think a swipe is likely, although he might Raven Idol into it. This can always come later, as we're looking for burst damage and stuff like that, but this is also a draw too, right? So if it dies to Hero Power or something, it did half the work of Arcane Intellect, but also gets to do 2 damage. So it's a little bit faster than Arcane Intellect. This can get me fireballs later. The Loot Hoarder can only attack right now. So Azure Drake looks like the pretty obvious play here. Flamewaker Frostbolt's not the worst thing I've ever seen, though. Just locks out his Hero Power, it addresses the board, but I think we'll wait. We can maybe do it with 2 spells later, right? Ooh, we got a lot of burst in hand right now. If this lives in particular, we have 11 damage in hand next turn, plus 6 on the board is 17. He's not dead yet, because he's got like a bajillion Feral Rages, but that wasn't used for armor, so that's good. Like, his life total is still going to be pretty low. 4 mana, 5/5, like that's good. It's good, but not great yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this, because he just used both of the Feral Rages. Like, he can maybe swipe, but this is going to buy me at least a couple damage while I look for secrets, and it becomes a high-value target. Like, he's going to have to address this now, because if not, we're going to just hit him for 9, and this will do additional 4 for 13 damage, and it'll be a pretty much guaranteed lethal. So he does draw the answer. But, you know, that's not actually a bad thing for us, just simply because he's not drawing very well. He ramped up really nicely, but then his top decks have sucked. It's been 2 mana cards, 1... Oh, he didn't actually kill it, he drew a card. So this functionally has to be lethal, I think. It's not maybe guaranteed necessarily, but it's so darn close. It might be guaranteed. I haven't done the math yet. Yeah, we got it. Cool. Exactly. Nice! So, that worked out really well. Really nicely, in fact. I mean, it didn't hurt that he drew really poorly. I mean, he had a good start, granted, but I don't know, that felt good. Hope they all go that way. Maybe we're on to something. I mean, I think fast decks are going to be good today in particular, because a lot of people want to go try the Jade Golem stuff. They want to try all the cool control things that were added to the game. So that's what they're going to go do. So we have a nice similar curve where we can point out the Kirin Tor on 2. I don't love that Ice Block is the first secret. I wish this was like a counterspell or mirror entity or something that's more board oriented. But it does, again, set up the Medivh's Valet. Thankfully, we drew the mirror entity. You might wonder why I tossed back the second Kirin Tor Mage. It's because I didn't want to have so many cards that were reliant on a secret. And particularly Kirin Tor Mage when, you know, this one's relying on a secret, but it's after the fact. Kirin Tor Mage has to have a secret ready to go, and it wasn't sure that we were going to have one. So I didn't want to get stuck on that. I'm convinced this is a really, really, really underrated good card. And has been for a while. It's just that it's never had that space to live. It's never been playable because there was nothing around it. Alright, that's a fine draw. We'll just wait. Nothing to do right now, obviously. Kirin Tor and a Mirror Entity is going to be exciting. I mean, it's not going to hit anything big on turn 3, right? But it's going to hit something. And it's free. So it's like we just get a free, nice minion. It costs a card, granted. But as I mentioned before, we don't care about cards as a resource. We're not playing to fatigue. That card might as well have been on the bottom of the deck. So as long as we don't run out of gas, cards as a resource are irrelevant to this deck's playstyle. We should be able to kill them, or the game should already be over because we've lost so hard by the time that matters. Oh, a lot of buffs. So we're going to get this little guy. Not super exciting, but I'll take it. And the Mage's Valet is not going to be ready to activate because the ice block was not up. It was the Mirror Entity which activated. That was one of the weaknesses I clearly mentioned. So he's obviously setting up Consecration. I think I'm going to make a sort of aggressive move here. And go for the Flamewaker. He wants to consecrate. Oh, actually, no, he can't consecrate because he's got 4. I forgot to check the cards. This is the new thing. Oh, this might be consecration over here. It's not buffed. You can tell by the sparkles what's a minion because it's been buffed by his minion buff cards. So that one wasn't. True Silver Champion wrecks me a little bit with this decision, this line of play, but I don't think that's a deck he's running, or a card he's running, because he's looking for minion buffs, and that's just going to be a dead card. So this still feels like a consecration. I think that's why he made that line. But he went all in on that, and I punished it just by sacrificing my dude. And he didn't want to commit a consecration to 1 minion, right? Oh my god, these got big. Whoa! Whoa, those got bigger than I thought they would. Okay, so that's going to be hard to deal with. And I think I have to address it. Like, he's going to run out of cards, which is good. So we'll make this trade here, because I'm going to end up pinging some stuff off with the Flamewaker. And I don't want this to go down to, like, 2 health, because that'll essentially waste 2 pings. So we're going to just cleanly trade this while we can. Next, we're going to effigy, because the 3-drop is pretty good, and the Flamewaker is very likely to die. We want these pings to hit these guys, obviously. Man, this would be so much better if the pings had landed already. So I wanted that Divine Shield to go so I could Arcane Blast there, set up the clean trade when he inevitably kills this Flamewaker. But now it's super awkward because I don't really have anything good to Arcane Blast. Like, I can Arcane Blast the Divine Shield and hope that it hits the Argent Squire twice, but it feels bad. Yeah, so see, now that's just alive at 1 health, which is like the worst thing I wanted. Maybe he doesn't trade and the Mage's Valet can clean up. Even if he does trade, I get a minion back. So it's not like we've lost the board. That was just a really awkward set of pings. There might have been a better way to do that. I'm not really sure. I don't think so. I think we did it the way I wanted it to happen. Just didn't work out for us. That's a below average 3-drop, but I'll take it. It's fine. We can always ping this off, right? We do have a ping, so it's not like it was the end of the world. The worst outcome would have been if the pings didn't hit the Divine Shield. So I think using Arcane Blast on the Divine Shield was definitely the right route. That is annoying. Why couldn't we get that Mirror Entity? Jeez. So, 2 good ping targets now, obviously. He's going to heal quite a bit off this guy too, which I don't mind so much. The thing I'm most worried about is him drawing cards right now. Like, if he runs out of gas here shortly, we'll be okay. It's if he draws cards that this becomes very scary. So Arcane Intellect feels a little too slow, but unfortunately I just don't have a clean play. I can Ice Block into Mage's Valet to kill this. Could also just ping like Frostbolt to freeze this, but the Frostbolt feels so bad on the Divine Shield. It protects my minion though, so I'm kind of leaning that way. It heals him for a lot extra. I mean, it's going to heal him for 3. Oh, actually, I'm not sure that it will. I think it maybe doesn't heal at all because it's a Divine Shield. So I'm going to take... Man, I don't know. Is this guy worth protecting, or would I be better off just setting up the Ice Block for the Medivh Valet next play and do some Frostbolt Ping shenanigans. I'll have 6 mana, so that's better, because next turn I can Valet, Frostbolt, and Ping. So I can probably kill this off with those 3. Pop the shield and use these 2 to kill it. If he doesn't trade, which I think he'll just trade, so the shield should already be gone. So I shouldn't have to Ping, so hopefully I draw like a 2-drop that I can play. Maybe a second Valet. The Divine Shield, or the Secret's not going anywhere, so we know the Valet is going to be proccable. Well, that's not so bad, but he's going to buff it, it looks like. Oh, Divine Favor, yeah. So he just played that for the card draw. So my Ping play gave him an extra card, I guess. But that's okay. That wasn't a great Divine Favor by any means, right? He drew 2 cards. Like, he's still going to run out of gas at some point. And his buffs are basically slowing down at this point, too. So we'll still be able to Ping. It's not as good. Hopefully something more active as the 2-drop comes. We didn't get it, so that's okay, but... So we'll do exactly what we said. I'm glad we made that line. It really worked out better. We sacrificed that 2-3, but we're in a much better position right now. This is a little bit of a problem, just because I don't want to commit so much mana to draw right now, simply because this is a point where we could very easily fall behind, so we have to be careful. This is a kind of a tempo swinging time. If he gets some good stuff out and we can't keep up, like, we're just going to lose. That's not so bad. I mean, I know he can play 3 things now, but it did take a while. It spent 3 mana, so... A good Flamewaker turn could clean all this junk up. So he's going to trade in and preserve this, I guess. That's going to draw him another card, which is nice. But, you know, it's buying us time. I think if... I don't know. I'm just scared all around. Oh my, that's interesting. Flamewaker just got worse. That's a good draw. That's a sick draw, actually, because I can still draw cards and... develop a minion, which is what I was really worried about. A secret? A secret? Oh, this would have been so good if I got a secret. Could have Cabal Lackeyed into a secret into the free Crystal Runner. As it stands, I don't think I can play this because it just makes these too good. I almost would. I'd almost play this too. Just because I'm not sure that the mana is ever going to be relevant again. I'm never going to have enough cards or expensive enough cards to not be able to play a secret. Maybe next turn is literally the only time. So if I hold it for one more turn, it's going to be relevant. Because this is 4, 6, 7, 8. I'll have 8 mana. So I couldn't play a secret and everything else next turn without Cabal Lackey. So I'll hold it once. And next turn I'll play it even if I don't have a secret to benefit from the mana cost deduction there. So this is another big, really, really big turn. If he gets off some good buffs or he gets some good minions down, we're going to be in trouble. He clearly is going to have at least one more 1-drop. And who knows what else. I don't think he's going to want to trade those in. It's just, right now it's not a good trade. He's only got 4 damage, so he may not even be able to kill this. He might start going face. Be okay with that and let me dictate trades a little better. The problem, of course, is still Flamewaker pings on these guys are really, really bad. Don't want to give him extra minions for nothing. And we don't have any sort of AoE clear, so it's not like we can Flame Strike this eventually. But the Valet is good if we get a secret. We got to get a secret, though. Oh, so he will be able to clear now. Is he actually going to clear? He's going to commit all these? I probably would, too. I don't know. Has he got a weapon or something? Hammer of Wrath? Who knows? It's taken a long time to figure out, I'll say that. Whoa! Cool, I like it. It's not a bad play. He's got a solid little board now. I mean, we can ping off these guys, but it makes the wolves good too. Yeah, I don't have a good way of dealing with this at all. So he must be running weapons. Oh, why did I say if I have a secret equipped? Of course I still have a secret equipped. So the Valet is going to be good here. Not much else to accomplish, though. This one is affecting the most amount of a minion, so I'll kill it first. Like, if I kill this one, there's only 2 minions right now that it's relevant for. This guy has an extra one on this side, so it's going to line up better. We'll ping here, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and play these guys. Like, they don't trade very well on average, particularly the Secret Keeper, but I mean, I don't want to make that play, right? Like, that's really bad. Maybe I hold the Secret Keeper just because the Direwolf gets too good of a trade. Well, no, it's got the same thing on the Blood Mage. So we'll go wide. It's fine. He's gonna get a clean trade, but even then we can ping to clean up anything like this 2 into this 1. We can just ping it off next turn. Oh my gosh, Small Time Recruits is good. It's so annoying. He's got a trade here. He's got a trade here and here and here. So the 1/2 and the 2/2 will both probably be alive with 1 health, depending on how he handles this. I don't really know what card I'm looking for to draw. I don't really think there's anything good. Maybe Azure Drake is the best draw on the deck. Yeah, there's not anything good. Not really any good relevant secrets. I have 2 draws, though, thanks to Thanos, so I don't know, we might get something good. I'd like to play a single big minion so my Fireball gets value. Like one big minion would be fantastic for me right now, instead of all the small stuff, but that's a 1-drop, so I know that's not it. He has some weapons, or he wouldn't be running all these. Where are his weapons? I'm honestly not that scared of the weapons. I wouldn't mind seeing the weapons. Loot Hoarder's a good draw. That's actually a good draw. Because it's just another draw next turn, and it's going to kill something, right? So I don't mind that as a draw at all. Oh, Flamewaker's a good draw too. Wow. That's 7-9. I can't actually play Loot Hoarder this turn. And believe it or not, I think I'm going to Fireball a minion just to make it more likely that I clear the board of stuff. And I want this to die for sure while it doesn't have attack. And depending on how I ping these off, this could move over to the Direwolf Alpha and die with 2 attack and draw him an additional card, which I actually don't want to see. So, bad pings. But still, not bad. Hopefully he doesn't draw a weapon here and activate this guy, because then he'll be able to trade in and get additional value. Oh, we're going to have some bad secrets here. So he's going to be able to kill it anyway, but again, it takes his whole board. He's running out of gas. He's only got 11 cards left. What can he really do? Soon he's going to not want to draw cards, so we'll just play everything here. This is turning into ridiculousness. I'm going to have some really bad secrets drawn soon, so I'm glad I haven't drawn one yet. I hope I can draw one before my Secret Keeper dies, maybe, if I have to get one. Mirror Entity's probably going to whiff no matter what. I don't think he's running Tyrion. Oh, that sucks. He's going to get the good trade here. And we can't really make a good trade either. Yeah, so that was bad timing. I mean, let's... I'm going to trade this in regardless, so let's just see what we get. The other Loot Hoarder's a good draw. So we're actually ahead right now, somehow. Even though he has 4 cards, he's not playing them. He's holding them for something. So I think it's a Doppelgangster, and he's waiting for a hand buff. If I had to guess. If he gets a good Doppelgangster off, we are in trouble. But I feel like he's used most of his hand buff cards, right? Like, what's left to hand buff? That's fine. It's a decent-sized minion, so I'll take it. I mean, he's got 10 total cards to work with, as do we. We have 2 on the board and 8 in the deck, plus some secrets to work with. So I think we're... Even though his hand is big, he's not playing anything. So it feels like we're sort of ahead. Alright, that's actually a good Mirror Entity target. That's going to kill off 2 things of his, very likely. So, oh, there we go. He's waiting for the Divine Shield buff. Not a bad play. He's going to get some value here. I mean, our pings are eventually going to make work of this stuff, though, so... I'm not that upset about it. Plus, I'm going to get 2 cards here, and he's empty, more or less. Oh, very interesting. Well, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to the trades. Maybe that was good, maybe it wasn't. Oh, that's a bad move. Shouldn't do that. Kill one. What's this? He's thinking about playing it or hero powering. He went ahead and played it. Interesting. Oh, that's actually a really nice draw. So, let's go ahead and trade. It doesn't actually matter. I'm going to Arcane Blast the other one. Oh, that's such a good draw. It's just, I mean, he's going to be able to kill it, obviously, but It's just a big minion, and it gives me an extra card. I can't play that yet. I need to ping. So I was 1 mana shy. Hope I didn't goof anything there. I think we did it right. So he's down to 5 cards. Like, can he kill me? I don't think he can kill me with 5 cards. Our pings will keep up. 1's probably a weapon. If I had to guess, he's got another Rallying Blade. He's going to trade here. At this point, our hero power can keep up with his hero power as long as he doesn't play more 1 health stuff. I bet this is Divine Favor, and he just literally can't use it. I'll hold this just in case he has 1 big minion. But I think this will be damage to kill his face soon, because he's at 16 from trading. So, I don't know how, but these 2 aggro decks have ran so dead even. We're so even that this has become a fatigue battle. Thankfully, I have Ice Block, which helps a little in fatigue. Not actually against fatigue, but still can line up pretty nicely. And have a couple damage spells left. So, oh, that's not a great draw for him. Like, that's just not going to get enough value long term. There was the other weapons he was waiting on. He would have been in a better spot if he'd gotten those weapons sooner. Oh, that's such a good minion to get. A little late, but it's going to do the job. Even if he has a spell for this, Counterspell is going to clean it up. He can't Divine Favor. That's obviously Divine Favor right there. Yeah, I think this is unlosable at this point. He can't even do 26 damage with 3 cards. He should concede, yep. Woo! That was a hard-fought one, boys. But a win's a win. A win's a win. We barely scraped by. So I'd like to try at least 1 more game. I mean, so far the deck's working. I don't know that we've played the most optimized decks in the world, but nobody has optimized decks right now because this is literally day 1 of the Mean Streets of Gadget Zan. So it's hard to say what's a good deck. This is fun. It's clearly still having some gas issues, like it's running out of gas a little too quickly. But I don't know. I don't think that's the normal situation where you play for the literal last 2 cards of the game. I think most decks would have finished us off faster. It just happened that we got matched up with another deck that ran out of gas pretty easily. So that sort of top-decking arena style of play ended up being the outcome. So I didn't play the Lackey on 1. It's arguable to do that. But I figured there might be a turn in the near future where I can play multiple things at once and kind of guarantee some secret synergy with a card like Medivh's Valet. And I didn't see that happening yet. This is just not great. Like, we can Frostbolt this to protect the Loot Hoarder. I kind of want Arcane Intellect because our hand is bad. You feel pretty bad about Frostbolting a 1/3 as well. It just doesn't seem like the right kind of play. We could also ping, trade, play the Cabal Lackey. It puts us in a similar spot on the board. Let's go ahead and trade and see what we get. If we get a secret, it feels better. We didn't get the secret. So this feels like an awful play, and it actually is an awful play, but our hand is just awkward. It's junk right now. No secret to set off our stuff. No like proactive minions to play with big bodies or anything, so we're just in a weird spot. So the Frostbolt will be able to get the clean kill here. But what else do we do with our turn? It's the same problem. We can ping face. Doesn't feel very good. But I think we have to. I suppose we'll play the Medivh's Valet. This dies to so much stuff, but it might eat a Shadow Word Pain instead of our Flamewaker, so I don't know. We're in a dire strait. We haven't applied nearly enough pressure. This is clearly a control-style deck. He's going to curve out much better than us. I just don't see a path to victory right now. We'll have to save all of our remaining burst damage, I think, to even have a shot. And even then, it just doesn't feel good. Yeah, we're just getting everything in the wrong order right now. Ping and face, because he's probably going to trade and heal the minion, so I don't know. Wouldn't have helped much. It's fireballable anyway. Yeah, we're just in a bad spot, guys. We can Kirin Tor, Flamewaker, Effigy, maybe make something happen, but it's just going to be so hard to get back on the board. So hard to get back on the board. Could also Secret Keeper, Kirin Tor, Effigy. No, we can't. That's... Oh, yeah, we can. That's 4, and we could even Frostbolt one of these guys. Oh, that feels bad, but let's try it and see what happens. So what do we want to Frostbolt? I guess we'll Frostbolt the... If we Frostbolt the 5/6, it goes to 3. He heals it to 5. We can trade Ping. We can still Fireball. I don't even know if Frostbolt's worth it, to tell you the truth. I really don't think it is. So he's going to trade that into that and this into this now. Because he doesn't want to make this trade because his guy will die. And that will put this at 1 health. We heal it to 3. We can still Frostbolt it down. This will be at 2. We can figure out something with a Flamewaker to kill it. I mean, I'm just trying to scrape by to get on the board. Hopefully the Effigy hits us something nice. There's probably going to kill the Secret Keeper, which sucks, but you got to play it. It's our only secret, so you got to try something. Ah, that's funny. That guy looks familiar. So we can Ping Frostbolt. We can Flamewaker Fireball. But it's not likely to... Well, it guaranteed won't kill both of these guys, so that doesn't feel very good. So I think we kind of just have to wait a turn on this thing, let it live. It's just all this feels so bad. I'm going to throw this out there as just a card draw sacrifice. Like, I don't think the spell damage is relevant because this has 6 health. Sure, there could be something up soon that has more, but we're so drastically far behind that really we're just grasping for anything we can get right now. And, I mean, all our burst damage is gone, so we don't have a way to finish this guy off either. It's going to take an outright miracle at this point to win the game. An outright miracle. That doesn't help much. It's gonna hit like a power word shield or something. Sure. We'll try this. I mean, it's not the worst line ever. Gonna Ping here. Just to deny that trade. He'll obviously heal it up first, but that does force him to spend 2 mana at the very least, and leaves it at 1 health again, so I can still Ping it. If I didn't do that, he could trade and then heal it and put it back to 3 health, so that's actually a pretty important distinction. Yeah, the counterspell whiffed on a 1 mana dude. Or 1 mana spell. It did kind of save this, though. Well, not really save it, I guess, but... Alright, we're going to need some luck on the... Well, actually, we only need 1 of these to hit. Oh, it's counterspell. Jeez Louise. Well, that's obviously game. We got the Cobalt Lackey. Yeah, guys. Foie Gras beat us. Foie Gras. Dragon Priest is probably a thing. It's actually a real deck. I'm not going to play that simply because I don't want to drag this out. You guys probably know I don't like to concede. I like people to finish their quests and do their thing and have fun. And I like to see what cards people are playing. There's a lot of reasons not to concede, actually. It's not always just about speeding through the ladder as fast as humanly possible, so won't play the Ice Walk, though. That would just delay the inevitable a little too much, waste an entire turn. So hopefully he can spot the lethal here. Pretty good, he spotted lethal. Pretty good stuff. That was rough, guys. Awkward, really awkward start. Nothing lined up. Some major consistency issues, and once you fell behind on a control deck like that, there's just no shot. If we'd fallen behind on another aggro deck, like, there are some recovery options thanks to Flamewaker. Like, you can reestablish the board and probably get back up, but... Oh boy, another one. Fun, fun, fun. Alright, with a coin, I still kind of like this set on the mulligan. Oh, that's actually really good. Okay, so Secret Keeper, coin, Kirin Tor, Mirror Entity is going to be nice. As long as that Secret Keeper lives, we'll be in a good spot. Hopefully he doesn't play Wormrest Agent or anything to deny this, but even that wouldn't make a trade as long as it lives for a turn. Shadowword Pain, I mean, he could, but is that really good? I don't think it is. That's fine. We're not going to be able to kill it very easily, but it's not a big worry. Cabal, if we got Cabal Lackey, we could kill it. We didn't. We still haven't gotten a good Cabal Lackey. Like, what do you got to do to get a good Cabal Lackey, guys? So, I'd love to hit the, I don't know, the new Talon card, the 3/4. Wormus Agent be okay, too. Like, there are some decent Mirror Entity targets on 3. Oh, that's the best one. I forgot about Blackwing Tech. That's awesome. Thank you. That's really good. Whoa! What? What? He wants to be our friend. Oh, I hope this guy doesn't embarrass himself on video. Hope he's gonna be nice. Are other people playing this deck? Is this something? I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's not a very nice message. Actually, it doesn't even... Can you guys see that now? Oh, you might have missed it. Let's see. Oh, he unfriended us. I can't even find it. Huh, so apparently our deck is being called Cancer. I think that's one of the greatest compliments in Hearthstone. I thought he was in a good spot, honestly. We were going to run out of gas super fast. So maybe other people are already playing this, and he's encountered that, and he hates it. Maybe not, so who knows? But that's a good win. I'll take that. That's my favorite kind of win. Fast and easy, and a little bit of salt for extra flavoring. So, I'm going to go ahead and call the Aggro Secret Mage a mild success. I don't think it's perfect. I don't think it's refined. I don't really love the secret package that I have. There are some awkward turns. I bet you could swap 5 cards out of here and make this list better. But I haven't figured that out yet. But at its core, it's an idea that I think makes sense. I'd be curious to try it out in a more mid-rangey fashion too, to see if that's better, just as you really curve into some nice mid-range stuff. Mid-level minions that extend your value and give you chances against more kinds of decks. And probably doesn't even compromise your fast start too much. So that's probably my next challenge for the secret style of Mage. But I thought it was pretty fun playing this, and it had some neat stuff and clearly some new lines of play that we haven't seen before. So if you have any thoughts or comments on this deck or the way I played it, you know where to leave them. I'm happy to read them, and I'll try to comment as much as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, game on.